What's up guys, it's Trevor here. In today's video we're going to be talking about 5 things that you must do as soon as you turn 18. Now I'm making this video so you don't make the mistakes that I did when I turned 18. Although I didn't necessarily miss any of these steps on this video, I've seen so many other people make these mistakes, and there's always things that you can improve on. Yes, it's easier to say that when that has already happened, but there are always a checklist or something else you can do when you're 18. Why 18? Because in short, 18 is the age where you legally can own things in your own name. Now, there are other exception properties or some other assets that you may need to look further in depth to know the actual age to own those, but for the most part, credit cards, bank accounts, and other things that we're going to talk about in this video are going to be able to be open only in your name at the age of 18. So the very first step and the very first thing that you must do when you turn 18 is going to be open a bank account in your own name. Why this is so important is you most likely have a bank account in your parents' name, but they are actually the account holder. When you turn 18, you have the ability to own a bank account in your own name, meaning nobody else can take that money away from you. Not saying that your parents will take money away from your bank account, but it's just a good responsibility to know that that bank account is only in your name and you have full 100% control of it. Now, don't overcomplicate this step because you just need to open up a bank account in your local branch, Chase, Bank of America, or any local bank near you. Just open up there in person. That way you have that personalized experience. You know exactly what to expect when you own a bank account in your own name. Now make sure you open up a savings where you store extra savings, and then a checking account where you might be pulling money from. And it's really just as simple as that. Okay, so number 2, talk about opening up a credit card. Now, if you are a beginner that doesn't know anything about credit cards, I have a video right here that talks about the best beginner credit cards. But in short, credit cards are very useful to build your credit score, which is necessarily to get a mortgage where you need that in order to borrow and purchase a home in the future. Because you most likely, of course there are exceptions, not going to be able to pay for a house completely in cash, and it's not always going to be the best idea either. So a credit card, if you pay it off every single month and stay disciplined, you're gonna win, and the banks are not gonna really eat you alive in interest fees. So make sure you understand credit and how that works, and I covered that in that video that I just pointed at. Watch it. Just get your very first credit card as soon as you turn 18. That's exactly what I did. Now, number 3 is that you should definitely go get a job or start the business that you've been talking about the past 18 years, that you were trying to open up a business but your parents won't let you because they didn't believe in you and all that stuff. That happens a lot of times, but when you turn 18, this is where you legally can own a business in your own name. I personally on my 18th birthday registered an LLC, and then I got it 2 weeks later in the mail that my LLC was formed. So I basically started my company right on my birthday and filed it with my state. So you can go ahead and do that if you had a business in mind. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full-blown business. It could be just a side hustle where you flip couches locally. You can start small, but it's just very smart to have a legal entity to protect you against anything possibly that may be against you. Okay, so number 4 is going to be you need to open up a brokerage account. Now, a brokerage account is basically going to be stocks, ETFs, mutual funds. A brokerage account is going to be, you're going to be able to open up a brokerage account in your own name when you turn 18. So the 2 account types that I recommend are going to be a taxable account, and then one is going to be a Roth IRA. Now, if you already have a job, then your employer and your boss might have some sort of 401k, and they might be already contributing for you. Well, a Roth IRA you can still open because that is not tied directly to the business, and a Roth IRA has a $6,000 per year annual cap, meaning that you can contribute $6,000 every single year tax-free, and you'll be able to withdraw that by the time you're 60 completely tax-free. I know you heard that a million times, but just get that done and out of and to contribute monthly money to it. If you don't have income right away, take step number 3, which is start a business or get a job right away. With that being said, there are some recommendations for brokerage accounts. I do recommend Fidelity and Vanguard. Those are my two recommendations. They're just easy to use and very easy to set up, great customer service. And some others like the Fidelity offer some great credit cards, like the Fidelity credit card that I personally have, which earns 2% back, where you can invest the cash back into stocks automatically when you redeem the rewards, and it has no annual fee. So that is something you may want to look into if you do choose to use Fidelity. I'm not sponsored by them, but I just generally love their platform. Okay, so you made it to the very last step, and this is going to be just a recap, because things don't need to be that complicated as soon as you turn 18. You need to be figuring out what you want to do next. You don't have to do it right away, but it is better, without a doubt, if you follow the instructions and you follow what you want to achieve in life by reverse engineering. What this means is you want to take your big goal, whatever that is. Maybe it's completing college, although you don't necessarily have to go to college. That is just an option. You need to reverse engineer it, meaning you need to take the steps, take that big goal and put it into actionable steps where you can work on every single day. Whatever that is and whatever your goal is, you need to start reverse engineering it so you can achieve that goal. So step 5 is going to be work, learn, and invest consistently. This is going to be the most important step, because if you nail this down, you're going to be a millionaire by age 50 or 60 when you start at 18. You can get there even earlier depending on how much you contribute and maybe you have access income to invest. But the general gist is that 90% of the success with investing into the markets is just doing the same thing over and over again, which is just investing a certain amount every single month and repeat, and you'll be guaranteed a millionaire. It's pretty simple and boring. However, you can always spice things up, but you want to have that base foundation, that foundation of that consistent mutual fund or ETF that is going to be consistently growing year over year. And some ETFs I recommend are going to be the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO. It tracks the markets. It beats 80% of hedge funds. It's very simple, very easy, and just invest into it. Trust me, I have half or more of my portfolio in VOO alone. That is it. At age 18, you want to take risks. Just go out there and see what works, what doesn't work, because at this age, especially if you don't have too much money, there isn't that much to lose. You have more time than money, so use that to your advantage. That is it for this video. I hope you take these advice and write it down and take these to action. If you found any value, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe down below. Check out these 2 other videos about personal finance and wealth building, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.